government? Is it 30 million, 50 million, 100 million every quarter or every half
local
year?
government as a whole or the 3 local governments?
Do you have 3 local governments that you are the chairman of, or you're chairman of one local government?
I am the chairman of 3 local government. The LCDA Kokaguda is there. We have another Itirekati, which is the LCDA.
The other 2 LCDAs, are they under the local government chairman, or do they have their own chairman?
No, they do have their own chairman.
They have their own chairman. So administratively, you're not in charge of them?
No, no.
So the one that you are in charge of, which is Surulere local government, not the LCDA, the one that you chair, how much is it that comes to you?
Sometimes we have 50 million. Sometimes we have 45 million. Sometimes we have 40 million. It depends.
Now, for your local government, how much do you generate internally, whether from those who are selling biscuits on the street or the malam who sells cigarettes? What is the internally generated revenue of your local government?
Thank you. When we came into the government in October 29th, we took off on the 3rd of November 2011. What we met on ground was less than 10 million. Because I called for the papers of what they've been making, the research and everything, less than 10 million. By the time we got to November, the following November, we have made 130 million, which diligently...
130 million,
yes.
A month or a quarter?
The whole year.
Oh, the whole year, okay.
Because the structure now is divided into 3.
Okay.
You understand? Surulere is divided into 3. You have your own piece of space.
Okay.
So it's not
as big as it used to be.
As big as it used to be.
Okay.
We made 130 million, and that is the biggest ever they can ever make.
This is just the small space that is the local government, rather, with no involvement of the LCDS.
No, no.
Okay. Now, let me ask you then, Mahmoud, when you look at what the chairman has just said, with the small amount or small chunk of money that comes in from federal allocation and 130 million, which is an annual internally generated revenue, do you feel the local government is able to cater for the needs of people like yourself who's lived almost all your life in Surulere?
My answer will be yes. And it will stem from, number one, there's a serious division between what is expected to be done by the local government and what is going to be supportive from the state government. What is expected to be done by the local government stems from their budgets, which comes from the consolidated budget, as he has said, and is cascaded down or divided into the various local government units. Therefore, the major roads or the big roads that are going to take a lot of funding, or that requires a lot of funding, are taken by the state. So the function of the local government, or the funding needs of the local government, is basically to manage, maintain the infrastructure. However, there are certain link roads or small roads that links the inner roads and the rest of it, that are meant to be patched from time to time. But however, if the budget or the funding is getting heavy, the state has another structure to help you, which is the direct labor or the Bureau of Works, which can also approach. There are other means too. You can approach banks, but you just need to get approval from the states.
But
do you understand?
Go into that.
Let me knock it down for you.
Okay.
You see, you cannot get all the financial needs, or you can't get all you need in finance to do all the things you want to do. You've got to have some sense of engineering, yes. You've got to have some sense of management, and you've got to prioritize. Do you understand? I may need 20 billion. My income is not 20 billion in 1 year, but I need to determine what I need to do, what is primary, what is secondary? What should I push to the next year? What should I put to 3, 4, 5 years down the line? What should I leave to the person who is coming behind me? What is the financial need for me to meet what I need to do now?
Okay, but because of time, we really must begin to wind down now. Because of time, I'd like to find out, do you feel the strength and the energy and work being done by the local government
Today,
under the leadership of Honorable Ajide within the last 2.5 years? Do you feel that there is enough work to justify the amount of money that you believe the local
this is a
government
rather
is getting?
direct question.
It is,
It's a
yes.
rather direct question, and I will score him low.
Okay.
He is my friend because he has faced a lot of issues between the last 2 years and today,
Okay.
between when he took up and today. The majority of it were the things I said in my
So
opening statement.
why would you score the current government, the local government, the
There are
current administration?
there are a lot of interests, and as the CEO, he's got to understand everybody's needs.
Okay, talking
However
about
he's going
scoring,
to do it, he's got to do
talking about scoring him low.
it. Yeah.
When we look at the local government generally in Nigeria, what would you score local government administration? Yes, I know you're not everywhere.
It probably will be
No, but
will be on the higher strata, because when you look at some other local governments outside of Lagos State, especially the PDP states, I can tell you the people are bleeding. The people are bleeding.
and this kind of infighting, you know, issues that has nothing
That's
to do
why I
with the
blame him
people.
all of the time. He's the CEO. He should find a way of getting to know everybody's interests. That's his domain. That's his own business. That is why he's the CEO. That is why he's the head of the place. If he has issues with one leader, if he has issues with his councillors, if he has issues with people in the neighborhood, he's got to solve it.
Would you agree
Okay.
to people that say local governments should just merge with the state government and there shouldn't be any local government?
Then there will be bigger problem. You see, the gap between the state government and the grassroots is too wide. So if you now collapse the local government, it means the people won't get anywhere. It's difficult to see a commissioner. Very difficult. Not because the man doesn't want to see you, but because he's got a lot to do. That is why the council or the local government has to bridge between the state and the people.
Okay, let's go back to June, 20th of June. On a Friday, we're told that this year, 20th of June, Friday morning, you had at the Onile Gogoro Secretariat of the Surulere local government area, there was some amount of chaos. You had elected councillors come in, and they were alleging that there's been financial misappropriation, and that also they drove out members of staff of the local government. How did that play out, and what has happened subsequent to that?
Thank you. 20th of June was a day I will never forget. First and foremost, if you have any case against any individual, there's a court of law, there is the political court of law, which is the state assembly to go. You don't put law into your hand, you don't drive or lock the gate of the local government. You know what that is in federal law. That is one crime committed. You see, most of us need to go to have a lot of training to know and recognize the kind of job that we are doing. That we need a lot of experience, we need a lot of patience, a lot of things should go with due process. That is it. It's not every now and then that you feel that you need money or you need this, you can harass the head of a government to what your needs are. What happened exactly was not what was written. Mobility was supposed to be provided, not as in tandem with the law, but as it is.
Mobility, when you say mobility,
Vehicles.
Yeah, vehicles for who?
For the political office holders.
Who are these political office holders? Are you talking
Myself,
about?
the
Okay.
legislators, the
So, do you have an
supervisors.
official car?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay, so
and
yes.
they have an official car as well.
Who are they?
The councillors have official car.
Every single one of them. How many councillors do you have in
We have
Surulere?
9 councillors.
9 councillors. Every single one of them has an official
Yes.
car with a driver.